Not only is beauty in the eye of the beholder, but so is the value of the things you find out there. Hey, it's Don. Today we're going to look at some items here, something very common that can turn up anywhere, even your grandparents' attic, an aunt's attic, even your own attic. You never know. Today we're going to look at some photos that are worth some very good money. These are photos that I've pulled out of just random assortments of stuff. Nothing spectacular. You can find them at garage sales, church sales, antique malls, thrift stores. I've found some family scrapbooks and albums with some good photos in before myself. So they are literally everywhere out there. Now here's an interesting photo, and if you didn't know the story behind this, this may not seem to be much at all. Now what this is one of the paratrooper aircrafts that was used during the D-Day invasion. This is one that's crash landed in France. There's information on the back, plus I know exactly where this came from. I have several other photos of stuff like this. Now again, without the context, the image would not be worth very much money, but something like this would easily be worth 40 or 50 bucks pretty much most any day of the week. You'd have to be able to establish this, that is when this is from and where it's from, which I can from the back, as well as from the context of the other items that came with this and the other photos. Now here are some really interesting photos, and these are from a dogfight with a German biplane during World War I. These were taken by one of the cameras on top of this. Now I'm not sure if this is from the gun camera or not, but you can clearly see it in other images of the plane, so they were definitely fighting. You can see some of the strut work for the plane as well. Looking really closely detailed at this photo, you can see that the gunner of this airplane is standing up. I don't know what he's doing, whether he's going to bail or he's reloading or what, but he is actually standing up in this aircraft. This is just a spectacular one. Most of the time what you're going to run into of photos of this type would be postcards or photos of the airplane on the ground, not taken in the air. It's very, very scarce to find one taken in the air. Now, I've got a bunch of these. I was lucky enough to walk up on an estate that their grandfather was a pilot during World War I, and these were from his personal collection. So you never know what is going to turn up like that. These are real photos. You can see some numbering taken with a military camera. Something like this, a stack of a dozen of these, could easily sell for $150+ Now, city scenes from areas in life that doesn't exist anymore sell for some pretty darn good money. Like this original from Shanghai. This is a street vendor scene here. Tons of signs, tons of day-to-day life. This style of life just doesn't exist. These types of photos can go for hundreds, even up into the $1,000 range, especially like from Kowloon or someplace like that. I love photos in general. To one person, this may not look like much, but to another, this could be $300–400 very easily. Now, this was taken from a cruise ship, and they were actually on this street here. Very, very interesting. Very, very nice. Well detailed. This one has a lot going for it. The signs are just spectacular. Will help identify this without a doubt as well. Now, here's another interesting photo, and this was pulled out of a family's album. Now, I bought the whole album, but this was in there. If you look at it closely, that is President Coolidge and his wife taken randomly on some city street. Now, he lived in this area, so it's not strange to see a president back in the time when this was photographed. You can see the date on the bottom, just walking around like a normal person. This is an unknown, one-of-a-kind photo of him and his wife. That would probably be their car behind him as well. It's not odd to see them without Secret Service back in these time frame, but nowadays, obviously, that would not be the case. Still a very nice, very interesting photo. $75 maybe, only because of some of the damages. The corners you can see are a little bit fragile. This one's missing, but still, it's a very rare image. Here's another one. This was brought back by a U.S. GI after World War II. This was found in the estate. Nothing spectacular, the people who were selling it thought, but that is Emperor Hirohito in the center in the white clothing right there. I'm not sure if this was a group of Buddhists or monks or something along that line, but it is authentic. It has some Japanese writing on the back. I have not had it looked at, but I know without a doubt that that is who that is in the center. It's not super pricey, but something like this should easily get you $50, $75 on a good day. Here's another interesting one. Unfortunately, it's not the best quality image, but the gentleman getting into the vehicle there is one of the generals that surrendered the Japanese army to MacArthur. And the gentleman to his right is actually MacArthur, the tallest person in the image. Fortunately, it's not super clear, but that is who this is. Now, I'm not going to try and pronounce the Japanese general's name, but he is a very well-known person. He was wounded from what I can tell from the information. You can see him walking with a cane. He's in an odd, awkward position because of the leg issue, it would appear, but rather interesting. This is after the surrender, but while negotiations were still going on. Very interesting photo. Again, this was just pulled out of some random lot of photos. No one thought much of it. Unless you know a little bit of history or are willing to do a little search on what could possibly be going on here, you could have missed something like this. Here's another very nice, interesting photo, and this is the U.S. military post office in Saipan. This sort of thing just doesn't show up, but this is a legitimate post office that they used during war, during combat. Again, this was pulled out of a family estate. Just one of the many images I pulled out of this specific estate here. Now, we've been offered some pretty darn good money for this one here. I would imagine I should be able to get $50 to $75 very easily for just this one single photo here. Now, it doesn't even have to be famous people or anything else like that. This is Clayton, Colorado, but it's a loaded scene just of times gone by. You're not going to see a city street like this. It's loaded with all sorts of signs, gas pump, businesses, cars, maybe mid-30s by the front car there. But either way, this is a spectacular image. Even something like this photo here could easily go for $40 or $50 or more. People will reprint this. They might make modern-day postcards out of it and all sorts of things like that. So these are highly collected, highly sellable, without a doubt. Early town, main street scenes like that. And that is what this is. This is a main street. Rather nice image, to say the least. Now, photos in general are one of the easiest things that you can source out there, because almost every family, every estate sale, even garage sales, church sales, flea markets, antique malls, antique stores, even at like Savers and stuff, we found collections of photos there many times in the past. Usually they're in the front display case if they're like a scrapbook or a photo album, but they are out there. It only takes one photo and a big bunch of them to make you some pretty darn good money. Usually I can pick up photos very cheap also, especially in bulk. Most people aren't going to look through hundreds of photos to price them, especially at a sale. It's one of the best places would be an estate sale, flea market, antique mall. As I've said many times, those are the best places to find stuff like that. Many of the places I go to, like antique malls, even will have bins of photos. They'll just throw them in a big dump bin, 50 cents a piece, and off you go. I've pulled out military ones, old car images and things like that out of places like that constantly. One good car photo of the right car could be $20, $30, $40, $50. Some rare type of car, or race car, or limited production run car, those can go for some big money too. Old Porsches, for example, an old Ferrari photo from the 60s or something like that. Any of those old sports car images go for some good money. Transportation related ones, steamship liners, fabulous ones. A Titanic photo of it sitting at the dock would go for $400, $500, $600. Many people just miss these aspects of it. Or you might look at it and just, it's some ship, it doesn't mean anything to you. Most ships, steamships, ocean liners, can be identified on Google Chrome. If not, there are tons of images of most of the main ones out there. Railroads, airplanes, early airplanes always go for some good money. So they're out there. They may not be identified. You may be running into a stack of photos and find some famous person in there that's just not identified. People that say maybe I know are famous because I've had stuff from them before may not be something that you would have the knowledge of, or the people selling it would. That's why photos on the whole are the easiest ones to at least start into for making money if you want to get into vintage. A photo of a young girl in front of a Christmas tree from the 1920s, $15, $20. Little kids wearing Halloween costumes in 1910, 20s, 30s, 40s, even a little later than that, can go for 15, 20, 30, 40, $50 if the costumes are unique and things like that. So tons of reasons why photos are one of the best areas. They're even easier than postcards because the image speaks for itself, basically. But anyway, that's what I have for you today. Hopefully that gave you some ideas, some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
I don't think I can.
Come on, tell him. Don't be a chicken.
Well,
Chicken!
okay. On Friday, September 10th, the Brady Bunch invites you to a special preview of ABC's great new Saturday morning programs. You'll see scenes from The Roadrunner, The Jackson 5 Show, The Jerry Lewis Show, and Curiosity Shop, and lots of others. I hope you'll join us. How'd I do?
That was terrible. You looked at her.